My number 3 Rocky film of all time is going to be Rocky 2.
I love it.
I know.
I love it. I mean, we're going to disagree on the placement of it.
I like how they had to overcome like the injuries they had from the first fight, how Rocky didn't want to fight him, how Adrian had to go back to work at the pet shop, all the shit Rocky was going with, but it seemed a little bit too much of the same story from the first one. And I just, it didn't have enough boxing in it for me. I mean, it was just too much. Adrian had to get in the coma, they had to have this, they had to have this, that. To me, it's the slowest one. The only reason it comes out above the other ones for me is because finally in the ending, that was probably maybe, it's hard to say, man. They're all so fucking great.
I know.
But the ending of that was probably the best ending, where they both knock each other down at the same time and they have to climb up. If they were giving respect to the villain, they were giving respect to Rocky at the same time, and it was just so great, the ending of that.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that. The whole thing about, you know, the whole coma scene, and they're adding more drama in it than it needs to be. But I did love the way that they shot that whole thing. It's not as bad as Rocky 3 when Rocky is dealing with the fame, but it's almost like to the point where he's like, I'm famous down the neighborhood, but really what's changed? What's fucking changed in my life? Yeah. You know, nothing's changed. I mean, my girlfriend, the woman I like with glasses that looks like a librarian that I want to have sex with, like from Janine, that's fine.
We're gonna get married in the zoo.
Apollo, as a champion, if you were a champion in that time and you get taken to the ropes by this chump, what they consider a chump, a pick-me fight that he picked. You know, you're struggling with this, and then finally you get that moment, and not to mention like his kid's born. I mean, that also adds into the thing.
I didn't like how he didn't want to see the kid until Adrian was sick.
Yeah, well, because he didn't want to. I mean, I
never
had that experience. Yeah, but it's your wife.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, she might die in childbirth. And they also explored the scene more with Polly, even. Yeah. You know, how Polly's relationship with Adrian and Rocky is like, what's the matter with you? You go see my wife.
He was being such a dick. He's like, you don't fucking do it wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. When we went back to Rocky Balboa and I was giving it shit for the villain, Apollo Creed has actual integrity. Like, he actually has, you know, when he loses, he's like, I give you the honor. You know, it's like. Well,
not really, because afterwards, remember, he was like, ain't gonna be no rematch, and then afterward, he was like, anytime, any place, let's finish.
That's Rocky 1.
Yeah, I know, but
I'm saying Rocky 2,
when he does,
I'm saying that's what we're talking about. He gives him the respect, and he's like, you know what, he beat me fair and square. I gave him the respect, and he just seemed like an actual champion that people would be like, you know what, I didn't hate Apollo Creed in this. I think you get what people wanted Rocky 1 to be,
right?
Because when you have the 15 rounds, you're like, fuck,
really? The fight fixed everything about the fight from the first one. It really
but I could see where it is a continuation. It's too much. Like, it could have been Rocky 1 and Rocky 2 could have been like combined.
Really, they could have.
I mean, my number 3 on the list is let's go to get into nitty-gritty. Rocky, the first Rocky. The first Rocky. I've got to go in there. He lost. The Rocky movie itself, the overall general feel of the movie is great. I love Rocky. I think it's an amazing movie. I think that it was just the fact that he lost is really what turns me off about the whole thing. I mean, it's fucking Rocky. He's Rocky. I just don't like him losing. Not that Apollo Creed is a terrible guy to lose to. I mean, he is an asshole in the movie. But at the same time, like, after everything that Rocky went through, after everybody doubting him, after all the people saying you can't do it, you're not good enough, him turning away people that were only on his side because he was going to get the big fight, and then he loses at the end of the fucking fight, it's like, you went the distance, that's amazing, that's great, but you didn't get him, where's the gold, motherfucker? Where's the gold? Like, give the Philly back something other than the Eagles.
I feel like you've sinned across my life by saying this.
What?
It hurts me deeply to hear you say these words. That was the whole point of the fucking movie. What made it so perfect was that he did lose. Like, he said, they had a conversation halfway, towards the end of the movie, he's like, I know I ain't got no chance. He was like, but I'm in peace with myself. He's like, if I could just stand toe-to-toe with him for 12 rounds, 15. I know I ain't no, or for whatever, I know I ain't no bum if I can go the distance. Ain't nobody went the distance with Creed before. That was the whole point of the fucking movie, is that he had no chance. He had absolutely no chance whatsoever. It was impossible for him to beat him. And he just stood there and he took his best shot. He took his best shot, and at the end of the day, he knew that he was a winner. He wasn't a quitter.
Yeah, but I feel like you're like, I just feel like it's like we're talking about Clerks. It's like, that's what life is, a bunch of downers. Like, it's just a downer. At the end of the movie,
he was happy.
Yeah, he was happy he lost. He got his face caved in, he went the distance, but now he got nothing to show for it. Come the fudge on. I'm just saying, I don't want fucking that kind of realism right away in the movie. Like, look, I know he's a bum, quote unquote.
He lost like 20 fights already. The fight didn't matter.
He's the amateur
man that mattered.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's the man?
Tony Robbins.
Shame on you.
That's not shame.
Shame!
That is no shame.
But okay, so that's your number 3.
Yeah.
Rocky is your third best Rocky movie.
We watched a movie. movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.